It is almost May, and here are 5 indie games that you might want to take a look at. Mixtape has been developed by Beethoven and Dinosaur, and it is due to release on the 7th of May. It's a narrative-focused coming-of-age story of 3 teenage friends who are sharing their last night together, and you get to play through dreamlike reenactments of their memories. Like the namesake, this is a mixtape of the memories, so you get to play through a selection of moments that made them who they are today. And that includes skateboarding, baseball, and flying to take photos at an abandoned theme park. All the things children should never do. Mixtape has an amazing soundtrack with artists such as the Smashing Pumpkins, Iggy Pop, Joy Division, The Cure, and many more. Romstead was developed by Birtwigs and is set to release on the 26th of May. It is a 2D crafting adventure survival game for up to 8 players to play at once. If you've played Minecraft, then you know what these games are basically about. The game premise is that an apocalyptic event has left Rome in ruins, whilst its citizens have been turned into walking husks that will attack you in hordes at night. You need to build up your defences to survive, whilst managing your resources and leveling up your skills and talents. You can also explore dungeons and fight bosses once you have found their hidden locations. Basically, it's 2D Minecraft, but in Rome, and it looks fun. The combat looks simple but effective, and you get to explore. It's a great formula for success, and whenever I play these type of games, they're like crack. You just cannot stop playing. I just had a look on Romstead's Steam page, and it has been wishlisted about 250,000 times, which is insane. Waxheads is a 2D narrative simulation game developed by Palati Games? I think that's how you say it. And is set to release on the 5th of May. Palati? You work at a struggling record store and talk to customers whilst trying to establish what type of music they would be into based on clues, such as their interests and the mood. They'll tell you whether you made the correct choice by either giving you a rad or a sad review. It kind of reminds me of Death and Taxes, however, instead of deciding on who lives and dies, you're making choices about music. There is also a story that is relevant to the real world, as the landlord for the building that Repeater Records occupies doesn't actually care about it and is looking at selling the land. Fun fact, I used to work at a music shop and that closed down. Okay, so speaking of work, Shift at Midnight was developed by Bon Nguyen, and I have no idea how to pronounce half of the developers' names that I read. Anyway, Shift at Midnight is set to release on the 28th of May. This game looks like a lot of fun, and it will probably be the type of game you end up playing with your friends until about 2 in the morning. It's a cooperative game for up to 3 players where you work at a gas station, carry out the usual activities such as replenishing stock, taking deliveries and serving customers. However, there is a bit of a catch. Not all customers are actually human, and you will need to interrogate each customer that you serve, as some are doppelgangers. You are allowed to ask them up to 5 questions and check their ID, however, if you don't identify them, they'll return later to try and kill you and your friends. If you do think they are a doppelganger, you can execute them on sight.
But, you know, they keep running away.
Hat.
Cone, traffic cone, traffic cone.
Even better, even better. What
mean,
the hell is that?
I think he just wants a job.
Bendy boy.
Ah!
I think we.
Oh my goodness, oh my goodness.
Oh my god, what the hell is that?
Absolutely not.
Bruisers 2D has been developed by Fun Old Games, and it is a game that I am most excited about releasing in May. It's not often that I buy games on release, as I usually wait for a sale, but I may make an exception with this game because it just looks like so much fun. It's a 2D pixel art boxing game with RPG elements, and you get to create your own fighter and work your way up the rankings from an amateur to the top of the professional boxing world, whilst also having the option to take part in bare knuckle circuits. The gameplay mechanics look so good. Punches look and sound like they hurt, whilst you have the option to slip punches and counter. It genuinely looks amazing. And then, on top of that, you have additional minigames for your training and decisions to make outside of the ring, including meal prepping for a fight, or if you want to take performance enhancing drugs. You could be the next Alistair Overeem.